Greetings, Nerdfighters! So when I first heard the topic for this week, I was like, oh, this is gonna be so easy. 2 minutes talking about my favorite book, then I'm done, it's easy, whatever. And then I remembered that I'm me. I really like books. These are my bookshelves, which contain most of my books and some of my dad's. My dad's a huge nerd, by the way. So these are all the books that made the final cut to be my favorites. And I may go over time today. But it's in the interest of books, which are nerdfighterly at their absolute core, so it's fine with me. I apologize for my hair again today. It's been a while since I have. So let's do this thing. Okay, so really quick overview of my book taste. I really like fantasy, I really like everything. I don't know, I can't pick a genre. But most of what I have is YA, because I'm a YA lit nerd fighter. First up, A Wrinkle in Time. This is definitely one of my favorite books ever. Obviously, it was one of the first real novels I read when I was younger, and I'm pretty sure it's responsible for making me love reading so much. The book that I read an excerpt of to you guys, I actually describe that often as A Wrinkle in Time meets 1984. 1984 is also one of my favorite books, but everyone knows about it, so I'm not going to say much about it. Another one I'm not going to say very much about because I've talked about it, everyone's talked about it, we all love it, yes, okay. One of my favorite books ever. Look how abused it is, and it's hardcover, yeah. The Golden Compass needs no introduction. I love the entire trilogy, it's amazing. One of my favorite worlds ever in fiction. I didn't know which one to pick, so I just said The Golden Compass because everyone will recognize it. I might like the Amber Spyglass more, I'm not sure. Anyway, they're all amazing, everyone should read them. Lyrail, this is the second in Garth Nix's A Porson trilogy. Another one of my absolute favorite worlds ever invented in fiction. This one is often criticized as being the one where nothing happens, but this is far and away my favorite. They're all amazing though. The Old Kingdom is amazing. I've read almost everything of Neil Gaiman's. I'm reading Neverwhere right now and it's really good, but anyway, this is the first thing I ever read by him. And it's like a modern fairy tale, like, for real. Like, I could tell this to people before they go to sleep, you know? It's wonderful. I love it. This is Tamsin by Peter Beagle, and everyone knows him for The Last Unicorn, which I actually haven't read, but I own. Anyway, everyone knows him for that, but this is a fantastic book. This is, like, the best ghost story, folklore story ever. Read this book! Okay, I've never really read much sci-fi, but Ender's Game, far and away one of my favorite books of all time, genre regardless. I first read it when I was like 10, and it scared me a lot, and then I read it again when I was 13, and I've read it like 4 more times since, and I love it. I love it. I've read most of the series after it. There's a few I still need to read. It's so good. It's so good and frightening and awesome. Okay, I don't know if plays count as books, but The Crucible, you can see it has tabs in it. I read it for school, but I also performed the play before I read it, and it's just a funny play. Like, it's really serious, but it's just some of it's so absurd. I kind of love it. Like, if a play can be a guilty pleasure, this is a guilty pleasure. I'm running out of time! Elsewhere by Gabriel Zevin has the dubious honor of being one of only 2 books ever to make me cry. People have said that it's a lot like The Lovely Bones. I don't know, I haven't read The Lovely Bones, but this is a beautiful book, and it's really, really touching. This is number 3 in the Young Wizard series by Diane Duane. Anyway, they're all fantastic. It's the best, most sci-fi look at magic I've ever read, and if you're into sci-fi plus fantasy at the same time, as well as awesomeness, read this. It's super nerdy and it's wonderful. One of my favorite literature books has to be The Razor's Edge by Somerset Maugham. I also read this one for school, but it's amazing, and it's just this look into, like, all of these completely real people. Like, they're so real, they just leap off the page. Okay, so this is the last book in the Midnighters trilogy by Scott Westerfeld. He's more famous for Uglies, but I've much preferred Midnighters the whole time, because I feel like they are the books that I would write if I was a genius. They're just clever and amazing, and I can't think of anything bad to say about them. They're wonderful and exciting and creepy and every other adjective that's good. Do I need to say anything about Good Omens? I don't think so. It's like required reading for everyone with a pulse. Although zombies should probably read it too. So required reading for everyone. Almost done, almost done, almost done! The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon, another sort of literature e-book. It's wonderful, it's new, it's fabulous. and it's the best look inside of a person with some mental problems that I've ever read. The title's pretty rad, too. Dream Hunter by Elizabeth Knox. She's from New Zealand, and she's awesome. This is the first of two. I haven't finished the second one yet, but it's like steampunk historical fantasy. I can't describe it because it's too cool. Excuse me, jokes. And finally, there's this one, Skin Hunger by Kathleen Dewey. I just read it recently, and it's really, like, stuck with me. Like, I keep thinking about it, and that doesn't really happen with many books, so it's really awesome. Crazy magic for the win. And now that I have flagrantly flaunted the 4-minute time limit, wow, that was a lot of alliteration right there, I might as well talk some more. No, just kidding. I'm sorry for going on so long, but I just really wanted to share a million really wonderful books with you. Hopefully you got some new reading material out of that. I know I got some from all of the previous videos this week. Anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful Sunday and a wonderful start of next week. Best wishes!